Are you ready to set some goals and make a plan so that you actually feel like you have achieved something by the time you get to the end of the year? Hopefully the answer is yes, and I'm going to help you do that. You can use this process to plan for your whole life, set goals for your whole life, or just for your business to move forward in your business. It's up to you. This process works the same. Either way, we're going to talk about both as we go through this. So, this is step one. There are going to be 2 videos, and this is step one, as I say. And step one is actually reflecting on the year that's just gone. Now, I know that when you are goal planning, you just want to move on. You just want to think about what is happening next, where you're going to get to. But the really important thing is to actually reflect and look back. I know there's that saying, what is it? Don't look back, you're not going that way. That is absolute rubbish. If you don't look back and you don't reflect on what's happened, you don't learn, you don't grow. So the first important step is to reflect. And I think the thing with reflection is to try and do it without judgment. It's really easy, and we are preconditioned to always focus on the negative, right? It's always the negative comments that we remember, it's never the positive. We always dwell on what didn't work rather than on what did work and how well something went. So we need to try as much as we can, because we're talking about our own lives and our own businesses, to remove the emotion and just think about what we learned and what we can take with us into the next year and what we are going to leave behind and not do anymore or forget about, put to bed. So, as I say, this is stage one. This whole video is going to be about us reflecting and getting ourselves really prepared to set those intentions for the next year and to goal set and to put a plan in place and move forward. What you will need to do is you will need a pen and a notebook or your planner or something to write in. You can use your computer, you can type it up if you want to, but I always feel like when I'm writing freely, that is when the true thoughts and processes happen. So I would recommend journaling or using your old planner. So I used my 2024 planner and did all the reflections in that, so I could then close the book on it and move on to 2025. So that's what you'll need. If you want a reminder when the next video goes up about the goal setting and the intentions and the planning, make sure that you are subscribed and turn on your notifications. But we are going to get started on reflection. Are you ready? I feel like we just need a little bit of tea before we get going. Fortify ourselves. The first thing that we are going to do is look back over the whole year. Now, I know for some people are going to be like, well, I have no idea what happened next week, let alone what happened last January. I personally write down wins and reflections every week and every month. So I looked back through over those just to remind myself about what happened in the year. But you can also have a look back through your photos for the year, have a look back through your calendar and things that were booked in, and just have a really good think about that year. Just, month by month, go through it, pick out what your achievements were. So I want you to think about 2024 and the year that's just gone, and think about what you achieved and what went right. And that's all you're going to focus on. Don't focus on anything else for now. Just think about what went well, what you achieved, what went right, and how the year went. And I just want you to just write down everything that comes up for you for all of that. But I would just encourage you to really think back thoroughly through the year. Like the headline things will come to you and you'll write those down, and that's fine, but really pick each month and pick key moments in each month to see what you actually achieved, and I think you will be surprised at how much you have achieved in the year. Pause the video, do that first, and then come back to the next thing. Okay, the last thing that we're going to do with this list is actually celebrate, because as I said before, it is really easy to focus on the negatives. And we achieve things and we just keep moving on to the next thing, right? We never sit and take stock and actually think about how far we've come and how proud we are of ourselves. So we really need to celebrate what we achieved last year and really mean it and just be really proud of ourselves. So I want you to just take a minute, look over that list and really celebrate each thing. Celebrate you for getting those things done and for achieving those things. Really, really feel proud of yourself. Once we've done the celebration, we're now going to move on to the things that perhaps didn't go as well. And I really urge you to try and stay objective here. Like, don't beat yourself up for what didn't happen. Just look at why, look at what came up, look at what you've grown through, what you struggled with the most, and just objectively write those things down. If you need a kind of framework to look at it more objectively, I would suggest you use this. So this is a framework that I used when I did my teacher training actually, and we had to reflect daily, and I was really resistant to reflecting them because I got in a really negative spiral. So I would urge you to do this. Ask yourself these 3 questions. What? So what is the thing that we're reflecting on? So what? Why does that matter? But what? Why is it a problem? Now what? What will you take from that? What will you do to move on from that? What lessons have you learned from that? So, as I say, if you really struggle and you feel negative about these things, try and use those questions and look objectively about it, and then it should help you just move through that list without feeling really down, because that's not the purpose of this. The purpose of this is to put some of that crap behind us. So you're going to want to pause in a second, but just answer these questions. What didn't work in 2024? What have you grown through? And what did you struggle with the most? Just what didn't go so well in 2024? Just write it down. I just did a bullet point list, like, just put it out there. Okay, we're getting towards the end of putting all of this to bed. So the next thing I need you to think about, and I need you to just write whatever comes up about, is what did 2024 teach you? What did that year teach you? Think about the achievements, think about the things that didn't go well. What was that year trying to teach you? Just write down what comes up. That's the reflection. So we're moving into the last section of this video, and as I say, the next video will be really about looking at 2025, setting intentions, setting our goals, putting a plan in place to actually achieve those goals and move us forward. Okay, so let's do this last section here. So, thinking about 2025, I want you to think about what you are going to keep from 2024 and take forward into 2025, and what you are going to let go of and leave behind in 2024. So you can think sort of overall about things with using the 4 Ds. So ditch, delegate, defer, do. What are you ditching? What are you deferring? Like what doesn't need to be done next year? What can wait? What are you going to do yourself? And what are you going to delegate? What are you just going to get somebody else to do so that it gets done? So yeah, think about what was really great in 2024, what you learnt in 2024, and what are you taking into 2025? And then, what are you not repeating? What are you leaving in 2024? So we're going to have 2 lists. We're going to have a keep list. They're the things that we're taking with us into 2025. And we're going to have a let go list. And they're the things that we are leaving behind. We're putting to bed. Okay? So have a think about all of those things that we've just reflected on, and then write your 2 lists. And there is one final thing that I want you to do for this video before we move on to the next video. And that is to write a summary of your year. How you felt, what went right. Just think about everything that you have written down, reflected on during this video. And I just want you to write a summary of 2024. Just a short couple of sentences, paragraph. It doesn't have to be an essay, but it just has to be you putting 2024 to bed. So just write a summary of your year and see what comes up. I'm going to say thank you to 2024. You should say thank you to 2024. Let's have gratitude for it, and then let's move on. Okay? So that's the first phase of this. This is the first video. We've reflected on 2024. We know what we're taking into 2025. And then in the next video, we're going to really plan, goal set, put our intentions in place for 2025 and move forward. So I hope that you found this video useful and that you enjoyed it. And let me know in the comments if there's anything that you've taken from this video, any reflections, what you're taking into 2025. I'd love to hear from you. Please like this video if you did enjoy it. It will help others find it. This is a new channel, so hopefully people will find it. And yeah, make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss the next video. Thanks so much for watching.